TK.
Yo guys, what is good? It's your boy Blank Online, and today I want to talk about the old Call of Duty and the essence of what most people in the community see as the old Call of Duty and relate that to Black Ops 4. Just some back information, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is actually the #1 digital release for Activision's history. Like, it's the #1 best-selling game in the company's history for digital releases, and that says something. And it's also very popular. It's being very well sold in stores as well, the physical copies as well. Online right now, there is a massive amount of players playing the game all the time. There is a massive amount of players who have played the game. Lots of people are jumping on this game and lots of people are enjoying this game. It's actually the most played Call of Duty of this current generation of consoles. So going all the way back to the launch of the new next gen consoles in 2013 with Call of Duty Ghosts, all the way up until now in 2018, Black Ops 4 is the most played Call of Duty on the Xbox One and PS4, and that says something. It says something, and it's a testament to the way that Treyarch went about developing this game. If we go back and we look at the old Call of Duties, the Call of Duties that people look at the golden age for the franchise, so going all the way from 2008 in Modern Warfare 2 and going all the way up to 2012 with Black Ops 4, that for most people and for myself was the golden age of Call of Duties. Every single Call of Duty game that came out was amazing. Like, those games back then, there was something magical about them. There was that special feeling of Call of Duty back in the day. And once Call of Duty Ghosts came out on these new consoles, that magic faded away. That Call of Duty spectacle just became, I don't know what happened. It just became minute. People weren't as hyped for Call of Duty Ghosts as they were for Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 3 or Call of Duty Black Ops. It just didn't feel the same. So then what happened was the developers said, alright, people aren't enjoying what we used to do or what we're doing right now, so let's change it up. And that's what they brought with Sledgehammer Games, the 3-year development cycle, and Advanced Movement. And for me, Advanced Movement, although it was a nice refresher in Advanced Warfare, and I can say for myself, I really enjoyed the concept of Advanced Movement back then. I felt like it was nice, it was fresh, it felt new, and it felt exciting to be playing Call of Duty but having this whole different mechanic in the game, and it added something to it back then. But with the release of Black Ops 3, I was already sick of this Advanced Movement. The year later with Black Ops 3, I was really sick of people jumping around and sliding around and wall running and doing all this stuff, this crazy stuff, that it got to the point where it didn't even feel like Call of Duty. Advanced Warfare brought in supply drops, which then affected the rest of the franchise going forward. Black Ops 3, half of the weapons in that game were locked behind supply drops. There were only 5 secondary weapons. There were 3 pistols, 2 launchers, and 1 melee weapon. More than half of the secondaries in that game were locked behind supply drops. And the same can be said about the other weapon classifications as well. Going on from that in World War II, so moving on from Black Ops 3 to World War II, the developers listened to what the community wanted. People wanted boots on the ground, and you saw that with the reception of Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. People played that game rather than Infinite Warfare, because Infinite Warfare was the same thing that they've been playing for a long time. When Sledgehammer went to World War II and they brought the franchise back to its roots and they brought the franchise back to boots on the ground, that's when people started gaining interest again, and there was a lot of hype behind World War II. But the thing that Sledgehammer messed up is that they changed the game too much. They changed what made Call of Duty Call of Duty. I remember going into that game, you had the headquarters where people would just run around doing emotes, opening supply drops, doing 1v1s in the pit, and that was so different. And I'm not saying different is bad, I'm just saying that it just wasn't Call of Duty. When you were creating your class in World War II, you'd have these divisions, and the divisions limited what you could use. And that's not Call of Duty either. They took away the perks, and they replaced it with basic training, so you can only have 1 per game. And that's not Call of Duty either. So what Black Ops 4 did was it just took the game, they said no doing campaign, they focused on what the franchise is known for, and that's hopping into a game and having fun with your friends. And they did that. They provided us with 3 modes: multiplayer, blackout, and zombies. All 3 game modes have multiplayer. All 3 game modes allow you to play with your friends, and all 3 game modes are refined to the point of perfection. Almost perfection. Almost perfection. They brought the franchise back to a place where people recognize it again, and I think that's where Black Ops 4 is succeeding at the moment. It's at a point where people recognize the old games they used to play back in high school with their mates late at night in secret, because their parents didn't want them to be up that late or play a video game on the weekdays, and they're just grinding at the game, having fun with their friends. The thing that makes Black Ops 4 different to every single other Call of Duty before is that it brings in the things that people are familiar with, like the Pick-10 system, the gunplay, the 3-lane maps with some versatility involved. And they built the game around the multiplayer, and I think that's where Black Ops 4 succeeded as well. I think that taking away the campaign, although I really like campaigns in Call of Duty and I was a bit disappointed that there was no campaign in this game, I think that decision ultimately resulted in the success for this game. I think that as a result of building the game around the multiplayer, it made the multiplayer feel like Call of Duty again, and I feel like they went back to what made the franchise great, and that's something that's exciting. They made the score streaks fun to earn. They made the score streaks fun to use. Yeah, there's weapon balance issues, but I think people are genuinely having fun grinding out for gold camo, grinding out for diamond camo to then get to dark matter. The little details, like how the camos change color after you get 5 kills in one life. That's amazing, right? That's such a small detail that people get so fascinated about because they want to get to that point so they can see it for themselves. It's enough seeing it in videos, but people want to have that for themselves, obviously. So they're going to keep playing the game until they get to that point where they get those camos so that they can see the color change after you get 5 freaking kills. It's crazy, right? Because people are experiencing this game like it's 2012 again. And that's the way I feel about it. I've put so much time into this Call of Duty already, more time than I have in any Call of Duty previously. I've played more of this game in the launch week than I have for any Call of Duty game ever since Black Ops 2. This game has made me fall in love with Call of Duty again. This game has made me relive those late nights staying up with my friends playing Modern Warfare 3, Capture the Flag, doing and pub stomping. This game has honestly brought back that Call of Duty feeling in me again. It's brought back the feeling of the old Call of Duty, the thing that everyone wanted back. The thing that for 3 years the developers did not comprehend. The thing that for 3 years developers kept trying to change what made Call of Duty great to the point where it was unrecognizable. But thanks to Treyarch, they brought it back. And they brought back what makes Call of Duty feel like Call of Duty. And that's why it's so successful. And that's why Black Ops 4 is really succeeding at the moment. And I'm excited to see what the developers do in the future after looking at the success of this game, after seeing what Treyarch has done, after seeing that it's not a bad thing to cling on to what made a game successful. It's not a bad thing to keep doing what you've been doing, because if what you've been doing is so successful, why change it? If you're listening to the minute group of people who say Call of Duty is the same game every year, well, there's a reason for that. It's because Call of Duty is so successful every single year. People love playing the game every single year. And when you start changing that, that's when more people get annoyed. So that's what I think, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Black Ops 4 and the old Call of Duty. How does it stack up in your guys' mind to those old Call of Duty games? Leave a comment down below. Let's get this discussion going. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more and click that bell so you don't miss out on when I upload my next video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.